Hello, welcome back. This is me, Tech Hacks, and today is our second video. Today I want to take you through our second video in the playlist, a complete course, a complete crackdown course to Python, from beginner to a professional Pythonista. So today in our course outline, we are going to tackle our first module, and our first module includes the foundations, that is from weeks 1 to weeks 4. So we shall have our first module that is entitled Getting Started. Getting Started. Let me see here. Getting Started. So this is our first module, Getting Started, and it includes installing Python, it includes understanding Python interpreter and REPL, then writing and running your first Python script, then the basic syntax rules and the code structure, then later we shall handle the comments and documentation basics. But before we get started, we need to know how do we install Python and how do we set up our development environment. We might have very many development environments, but in this course, in this entire course, we are going to be interested in the VS Code. This is a Microsoft product, the VS Code. So we are going to use the VS Code throughout this program. So we shall go to our browser and then type in Python. We need to first of all install Python, and later we need to install our IDE, or the integrated development environment. So shall type in Python download, and then Python download, and then we go to the official website. This is the official website of Python. There are other websites that could offer this app, but it is always advisable for you to use the official website. Then once we are there on the official website, we shall see our download the latest version. So far, at the moment I've made this video, the latest version is Python 3.14.5, and then it includes Python of different operating systems. That is for Windows. We have that of Linux and that of Mac or Android. So we install. You install according to your operating system. For me right now, I'm using Windows, so I'll click Windows, and then after I've clicked Windows, they will bring for me the reasons for Windows. They have latest Python install manager, that is that, and we have the latest release, which is Python 3.145. So they will bring for me or get a standalone installer. I will get the standalone installer, then it will start downloading, like as you see their app. Once it is complete, you will go and search for it. This is Python. You go and search for it. You wait for it to get complete. Mine is still downloading, but once it is complete, let's wait for it to download. It depends on your internet connection. Still downloading. So I've already said that we shall always use the official website when you are downloading such apps, because these are the apps that provide authentic apps that are not going to attack your computers in the future. So as we wait for it to download, shall wait for it to download. So mine is done, and I'm going to open the file. Once you open the file, it will bring for you this is set up. So it will tell you to, because right now me I already have it, I am going to say modify because I already have it into my operating system. So with that, I will say that documentation features PyLauncher for all users requires admin privileges. So here I'll click next, and then I'll have these advanced options. Associate files with Python requires .PyLauncher, then create shortcuts for installed applications, then add Python to environment variables. I'll check this: download debugging symbols, download debug binaries, version 2017 or later. These are not so much crucial, so we just go to the modification was successful, then I close. Then the next thing on our agenda, we shall go on where we are going to install our IDE from. So we said that the IDE that we are going to use is our VS Code. So we go and then type in VS Code download, VS Code download, VS Code for Windows 10. Since we are using Windows 10, you always also pick, this is the website, a recognized website for Windows, for VS Code. Also, VS Code gives us options, that is Windows 10 to 11, then Linux, and then Mac. You download according to your operating system, and then later go to take the options of download. So sometimes you might want to check whether Python is installed into your system. You can go to the terminal and then type in, you can go to the terminal or the command prompt and then type in, can go to the command prompt and then type in the command, you type in python.version. Shall have it as this. Let's see. For us to see the version we are using, we need to see the version we are using. So we shall say, let's type in here to check the version we are using, the version of Python, or to check whether Python is installed. Python, space -- version we are using. So our Python is installed and it is Python 3.14. After checking that it is installed, then we are ready to go and install our IDE. So we said that we click here download after selecting the operating system that you are having. For me, I'm using Windows, and when I click download, it will open the download box. It will open the download box for Windows. What's new in the operating system? Then we shall click, and then the download will start directly. Once the download has been completed, we shall go further to install. Our VS Code IDE. Why have I chosen VS Code? VS Code is a lightweight editor. It is a syntax highlighter. It has autocomplete extensions. It is free of charge. We have other IDEs like the integrated development environments like the Microsoft Visual Studio. That one is a heavyweight IDE. It is a full environment. It has a compiler. It has a debugger. So this one is very compatible, and it is good on those PCs that are not having high features like the graphics card and then RAM that is above 16 GB. So the other one operates on majorly big systems and laptops that have high, or computers that have high capabilities. So after my VS Code has downloaded, I'll go to open file, then go further to go through the installation process, and then I'll be having this dialog box. Then I say I accept the license agreement, and then click next. This will be this will be where the VS Code will be saved. So it will be saved in the C, and then users, admin, app data, then local programs, then Microsoft VS Code. We shall find its where it will be installed, its destination or location destination. So we shall click next, and then what do we want to select? The main folder, it is the Visual Studio Code. Then we click browse. Then they'll ask you whether to create a desktop item icon or add open with code action Windows Explorer to the context. We shall say next. Then that will be the ready to install dialog box, and then we shall click to install. So it will install, like it will take some time to install, extracting all files. So we wait for it to install. As it is installing, we said earlier that this platform, we are going to be studying a topic, like we can say we are handling lists. After we have studied lists, then we shall tackle some exercise about lists. Then at the end of the week, or after we have covered this, like a module, we come up with a complete project. A complete project that is testing us, that is allowing us to practice every topic, all the compounding topics, the accumulating topics that we have covered at the end of the module. So we come up with a complete working project. So I always want you to subscribe to this channel, to always stay tuned. Once a new video has been uploaded, you always take caution, and then you come, we follow up together, we debug together, we do the construction together, we do the applications together. So it is still taking some time, it's still extracting files and undergoing the installation process. Give it time to install completely, and then later we shall continue with our first Python program. I'm excited to have this journey with you. Remember, I'm also undertaking my studies at the University of London. That is the online course. So I want us to interact, I want us to grow together, I want us to build together, and later we give a story at one time too. This is Mid-Tech Hacks platform, and I want you to subscribe. I request you to subscribe, share the video to all those people that are interested, so that we follow along. No one is perfect here, and we are going to follow along together. We shall debug together, we shall always make mistakes together. So I've given you time for this thing to extract and then install itself. I don't want to be in a rush. I want us to move together. There is no one chasing us. So let me wait for this to install completely, as yours is also installing. We are starting afresh, and I want us to start afresh. Go step by step, follow along in everything that we are doing. So it is about to complete installing. About to complete. We're extracting files. Wait for it. Please wait while setup installs Visual Studio on your computer. So our setup has been installed, and we have our dialog menu saying completing the Visual Studio Code setup wizard. Setup has finished installing Visual Studio Code on your computer. The application may be launched by selecting the installed shortcuts. So we shall click finish, and then later go in our search bar and type in VS Code or Visual Studio Code. It is already installed in our computer, so we can always run. If you are in the administrator, you can run it as an administrator, so that you are not inhibited in any way. Or we can double click here and then open it. So it will tell us that, do you want to allow this program? Yes, allow, and then then start backup taking a bit longer. So once we are inside our IDE, the Python editor, we shall go to view and then go to extensions to install some required extensions. We shall go to view to install some required extensions. So always extensions will be prompted once you need a certain extension. VS Code will always prompt you if you need it and it is not already installed. It will always prompt you that it is needed for some program or for some execution to run. But before we go for that, we need to first of all install the Python debugger. So we shall put in the Python and then search from our extensions marketplace. We need to get that debugger, Python debug. We need to get the Python debugger before we continue. So in the options we are having the Python debugger from Microsoft, and this is what we are always interested in. Then you come here to click. It is already installed, and if you are it is already installed, but I think in your new systems that you have just installed, it is not already installed. So you install it, then you enable, and then you allow the source for the debugger to run, because this is the one that is going to enable us run our first program in the terminal. So once you are done installing the Python debugger, we shall go back. We shall go to our file explorer. For example, let's see here. We shall go to our first we are going to create our first program, but before we create our first program, we need to know where are we going to store our first program from. Where are we going to store it, so that at any time when we want to get access to the program or to the Python file, we go to that specific folder or to that specific file path and then get access to it. For example, if I want to save it on my desktop, I could come on my computer here, this PC, then go to this and then go to my desktop. Then on my desktop, these are already existing files. I'll create a new folder called Python. I'll create a new folder called Python, complete Python course, complete Python course. Then I'll click enter. Then once in the folder, Since I've already installed Python, I can just right click and then create a new file. We have a folder, a shortcut, Microsoft Access. Then you look for where there is Python source file. This is a source file that is going to be the name of the new name of your file that you are going to be working upon in the VS Code. And we'll see that VS Code is already installed. So we shall click for us to get the Python source file. Then it will prompt you to type the name of which you want your file to be called. So I will put my first Python program. So I will put hello world program or file. Then I'll click enter. So once you click enter, it will take you directly to the VS Code, and then it will take you directly to the VS Code, and then you execute your file, or you start working upon your file. Let's see. You shall click open or enter. So that is our VS Code that is being opened, and it will look like this once we are there. So we have already created our first file. We said that we go to the location where we want to save the file from. Then once there, we right click and then go to the Python source file. Then it will prompt us to name to give a name to the file, and then we give it a name. Then it will bring us to this screen into the Python code. So today we are going to write our first program according to our course outline that we are having. This is our course outline. Let's try to see our course outline that we have. Our course outline. This is our course outline. Outline. This is our course outline that we have, so that we follow along with it. Where is our course outline? Python course outline. So this is our full course outline, and we said that today we are handling majorly module 1, that is installing Python, and I think we are done with this. So we are done installing Python, we are done. Then understanding the Python interpreter, we are done. Then writing and running your first Python script or your first Python file. So this is where we are. We are writing. We are going to write and then run our first Python script. So we shall have it as have our IDE. How are we going to write? What are we going to do? What you must pay attention once we are in the. So this is our IDE, and we are going to write our first program, and our first program or our first Python script, we have named it hello world. So we shall start with print. We have functions. We have Python functions. We have built-in functions and functions that are created by us users. But I don't want to go much into functions. But when we reach at that concept of functions, we shall know how to create a function, how to define a function. But right now, we are going to first of all get accustomed or get acquainted with the Python inbuilt functions. And one of the inbuilt functions of Python, we have the print function. The print function is that function that enables us see what the program is consists of, or what has been printed in the terminal. So we shall have it as print. What the print function, it is known, so it is known by Python. Once it is there, you just click, then open the parentheses, then you can use double quotes, you can use double quotes, or you can use single quotes. So both of them work. Let's see, print hello world, hello world, hello world. Then we shall run our program from here and see. So this is the terminal, the Python interpreter, because you already installed the Python. This is the Python interpreter. So it has printed our program here. It is hello world. So the print function here enables us to print to the terminal what the users see, or what the user interacts with. So we shall get rid of the terminal here by saying clear. Then we shall close the terminal. So we have printed our first program, and when we get rid of this, we shall always go back to our file explorer and check for that file. Let's see on our desktop. This is on our desktop. Shall go to the file explorer, then search for that where we stored it from. Let's go and search local disk D, and then our desktop. Then we shall look for that specific file, which is that specific folder. Python course, Python complete course. Then this is our hello world program, and once we go inside it, we shall see what we have already written. This is where we stopped, and that's where we are. So I think I want everyone to pause, and then they print their first program. So for more practice, we can go further. We can say print my name. Let's print. This time let's use double quotes. Print innocent. Innocent is taking his first course. He's taking his first course in Python. Then let's print to the terminal. We shall expect two outputs. That's the hello world. Then innocent is taking his first course in Python. Let's print and see. So our program has printed. Innocent is taking his first course in Python. Once you want to get rid of the terminal, you type clear and then enter. So I want everyone to write only print statements in our IDE, then run them, see errors where, and then we shall always move together. So after you have run your different programs, you must take into accountability, and you must note that Python runs its program from up to bottom. So it starts with the first thing that you write, and then runs through your code, prints everything that sees where there is a print statement, and prints everything in the order. The other thing I want us to know is let's write here print we have letter A, and then multiplication like 20. We want to print letter A 20 times, so that's how we write our syntax. Let's run and you see how a letter A will be printed 20 times. Let's run our interpreter. Print letter A 20 times. So these are 20. It has first of all printed the hello world, because we said that it will always print from start to bottom. Then our next print is Innocent is taking his first course in Python. Then we have printed letter A 20 times. So that's our first C program in Python, and that's our first script. We have written it, we have run, we have seen how Python interprets and how Python executes code in its IDE. So we have known how to print, and now here one special case about this is that this one is an expression. So Python first of all enters this parenthesis, sees A, and then this expression, which is the multiplication, and then it what you are communicating to it. It interprets it as print A 20 times. So that is an expression in Python, and Python is a good mathematics calculator. It calculates everything according to the expressions, how you have written it. So the other thing we are going to tackle next is let's check on our course outline, because this is our guideline that we are going to be using. So we have installed Python, we have understood the Python interpreter, then we have written and we have written our first Python script. Then we have also gone through the basic syntax rules and the code structure. Then lastly we are going to handle comments and documentation basics. So let's go back to our IDE. We are going to go and then look how we type Python comments and documentation basics. So sometimes if you don't want your program to, if you don't want Python to print a certain script or a certain wording or a certain expression which you have written, sometimes we use comments as explanations of our code. We use comments to track our code. We use comments for future review. Sometimes you can go back to your code and ask yourself, what is this? What did I write? But Python enables us, gives us comments so that we know, we keep track of. For example, if we don't want, if we are to write, let's say that if we are to write our single comments, if we are to write single comments in Python, always use the hash key on our keyboard. Let's say hash key. Please don't execute this line of code. So this is a comment in Python. This is a single line comment in Python. And once you write a single line comment in Python, Python will not print it in the terminal. It is some way of explaining code. For example, let's say hash print hello world. So let's go to our terminal and we expect, if this wasn't a comment, we expect for it to print hello world, the first one, then print Innocent is taking his first course in Python, then print 20s, and then also print this second hello world. But this second hello world is not going to be printed because this is just a comment. So Python will always just ignore it. Let's see in our PowerShell, in our terminal. So you see, it has only printed, it has stopped on the 20 A's that we say. It has only stopped there. Let's see how we can get rid of this. You see, this, it has printed, but it has not printed this, because this one, it interprets it as a comment. So that's how we write a single line comment in Python. That's how we write a single line comment in Python. Yes, our learning strategy is step by step. We are not rushing. We handle everything from beginner. We know how it is not easy to start learning a language. For example, if you want to learn a new language, like these languages that we always speak, let it to be French, let it to be what, you always need the basic startup. You always need the simplest startup. You always need this the slowest pace at which you can adapt such and such a language. That's why we are not talking a lot of Python language. We are not talking a lot of coding language. We are using the best wording possible so that everyone gets acquainted with everything. So sometimes you might want to explain or write a multi-line comment. How do we go about it? Are we going to write hash on every line of code, hash until we get rid of that? No, that is so overwhelming. So we always type our quotation 3 times. We can use double quotations or we can use single quotations. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So once we write that, Python also interprets that as a comment. So inside here we can we can write our comment inside there. Let's say Python is one of the high language, is one of the simplest languages to start with while studying coding. So that is a multi-line comment. Let's see whether it will be printed, because we said that comments will always not be printed. Let's see in our terminal. Whether it will always be printed. So it has not been printed, meaning that Python has interpreted it as a comment. So today we have covered from our module, we have covered getting started, installing Python. Let's try to highlight. What have we covered? We have covered module 1, that is getting started with Python. Then we have installed Python and set up our development environment, that is the VS Code. Then we have also understood the Python interpreter. Then we have also understood how to write and run our first Python script. Then we have also gone through the basic syntax rules and code structure, and later we have summarized it with the comments and documentation basics. I want you to always follow up, and then I request you to subscribe, share, and then click the like button so that we contribute to this, so that we get to the core of this Python course. So see you in the next video. We shall be handling module 2, that is the core data types and variables. We shall see how variables are named and their naming conventions. We shall look at the numbers. Those are the integers, floats, and basic arithmetic, that is addition, subtraction, then multiplication, and later division. We shall also look at strings and string manipulation, the F strings, the formats, then the booleans, and then the comparison operators. Then we shall also summarize it with the conversion and checking types. See you. This is Innocent Mukwaya, Midge Tech Hacks. Bye bye.